Yo, what up everyone, I'm here on Rapping and Snacking, getting into another Collector's Corner video. Hit me up on Instagram and TikTok at Rapping and Snacking. Appreciate y'all as always. So, getting into some stuff that I bought recently. Vinyl, CDs, tapes, magazines, little box set, bunch of stuff. So, let's go ahead and get into the first thing I got. This one I actually did a video on because I thought it was very interesting. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it again real brief. This is Black Thought and Danger Mouse's album Cheat Codes. This is the actual European pressing / UK pressing. And there's a US pressing, which I have, and I also have this one. And there is a difference. Hit that video that I linked up for y'all to see the difference. I'm not going to go into it because I already did in that other video. That I got from Amazon's UK website. So I couldn't get it from the US version of Amazon. I had to go to the UK version of it. That's how I got it. So that was just the stock price. I think it was like $12 before shipping. Next up, we have something that I picked up from Discogs. 2 CDs right here, 2 compilations. And these I got for $12 shipped. First off, right here, we have the New Jersey Drive Volume 2 soundtrack. So there is New Jersey Drive Volume 1, and this is Volume 2. So just to name y'all, these compilations are pretty dope, and they also have some awesome names, just in case y'all are like, why would I want to listen to a compilation or a soundtrack or anything like that? Let me just give you some of the names so maybe you will be convinced to at least check it out. On this one, we have OC and Organized Confusion. We have Black Moon, Smith & Wesson. We have Naughty by Nature. We have Biz Markie. So just those names alone, I'm not going to go ahead and say all of them, but just those names alone, I mean, wow. Then we got the Light It Up soundtrack, which this one I feel like a lot of people do not know, and I'm also going to name a few people off of this soundtrack that maybe y'all will just want to go ahead and peep it out. Maybe you will like it, maybe you only like 2 songs from it, whatever, but let me just name a couple people on here that maybe it will sway you to check it out at the very least. We have Ja Rule, AZ, Beanie Sigel, we have Outkast, Master P, DMX, rest in peace, and then we have some other people who will kind of like turn you off, maybe like we have like 112, which I know a lot of people like 112, but like we have NSYNC on here, we have Beverly on here, Jack Herrera, so there's some people on here that maybe would turn people off. But anyways, I mean, it's always interesting to see like soundtracks because there's some really dope ones and there's some really mid ones and there's some whack ones, but sometimes there's just like that one song that you're like, damn, like I really want the soundtrack just that one song. And typically soundtracks go for not too much money. Like I said, this was $12 shipped. That was the 2 soundtracks and then shipping and tax. So $12 for all that is actually not all that horrible. The thing is, like, also some things they're not as easy to find in stores. So boom, picked that one up from Discogs. Next up, I have this that I picked up from Discogs. And this is something that I probably could have found in stores, but I haven't seen it in stores for a while. I used to see it in stores a lot more often. But this, I wanted the Dirty South Classics by Goodie. This is sealed. This was $12 shipped. But surprisingly, I mean, it's not a horrible price at what this is. Surprisingly, I thought I'd find it for like $6 shipped or something like that, but that just wasn't the case. And I just wanted it because I wanted just this particular compilation, because if I recall, this pressing has, or this greatest hits has the They Don't Dance No Mo explicit version, if I recall, so I'm gonna have to crack the seal and figure that out. I think it does. I could be wrong, but anyways, I don't have this in my catalog anyways, so I wanted to go ahead and pick that up. That was from Discogs. Next up, we got, let's go here. We got this stuff that I picked up from a record store in San Diego, from 5 Space Record Shop. Got all these for $165 shipped. And to be honest, I didn't get like the best deal per se on this, and there is a reason for that. I was also negotiating for my homegirl who I was with, and he hooked her up pretty fat with a couple things, which I don't have in this video because they're not mine. But I was like, you know what? He's hooked me up many times in the past. Let him hook her up, and then I'll just get like, you know, the deal that I got. But if it wasn't for the extra stuff he threw in for her, I would have negotiated a lot lower. I'll just tell you that much. But anyways, first off here, we got some tapes and then a vinyl record for $165. So first off here, we have the Too Much Trouble, Bringing Hell on Earth cassette tape, Rap-A-Lot. As you all know, Rap-A-Lot Records is awesome, at least I hope you all know that, but some of their CDs, some of their tapes, some of their vinyl are pretty rare. Some of them are hard to find, and most of which are out of print. So this being in like that type of category, boom, boom. Next up, I have this Twista's first album. This is Tongue Twisters Running Off at the Mouth. So this one I had been looking for, finally found it in person, so I made sure to pick that one up. And some things too, like when you find it in person, you may be willing to spend a little bit more money on it because you won't have to pay like the shipping. You don't have to worry about the condition because you see it up front in person. So there's some things that you're willing to risk, as I know most of y'all know. Next up, we got an album that I've actually been bumping quite a bit recently. This is Witch Doctor's debut album, A.SWAT Healing Ritual, and this is a really, really, really dope album. So it's the hype sticker on it. Really enjoy this one. If y'all have not heard this, please make sure to check it out. Organized Noise is on production as well as other people, and it is a really good, solid album that I think a lot of people sleep on. Next up, we have something that I also hadn't seen. This is a sampler for Like Water for Chocolate. This is the mixtape, and I was happy to see this one. I really like samplers, and this one I've never seen in person, so I was excited to get that as well. Then we have the N.W.A. and the Posse compilation that I've been looking for. I do have the red spine. This is the white spine. I've been looking for this for quite some time, and this is in great condition, white tape as well. So I was very happy to go ahead and find this particular pressing because I've been looking for this actually for like 10 years, but let me be very frank here. They're online. I just didn't want to go ahead and buy it online because I was like, one day I'm just going to go ahead and see it in person in the wild, and this was that day that I found it in the wild. Then we got a compilation. I feel like not a lot of people know this is Suave House Album of the Year from the Suave House Suave Records record label. There's some cuts on here for sure, so pick this one up also. And then the vinyl that I picked up from them was Daz Effects' Dead Serious, but this is the European pressing from was it 92? I think this was pressed in 92. I could be totally wrong, but the U.S. didn't press a picture cover for this until like years later. I don't remember, but I think it was in like the 2010s, something like that. But this is the European pressings that had the picture cover, so I made sure to get this one. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. That was from 5 Space Shop in San Diego. Shout out to my guy over there. Next up, we got something I picked up from the XXL's website. This is Eminem's 25th. So this is Eminem's cover for the 25th anniversary of XXL magazine. He has his own article. Actually, he also did a video on this, so I'll go ahead and link that up as well. So this is $5.99 from XXL's website. They had since sold out on their website. Maybe they'll restock, but at the recording of this video, it is sold out. There's third-party sites selling it. But yeah, you can find them everywhere, probably in your newsstands too, I'm sure. Next up, we have something else that I actually did a product showcase unboxing for, and this is Eminem's The Singles box set. Really, really, really dope stuff. I actually got blessed by this for free by my guy, Ian. So shout out to Ian. Really, really awesome stuff in here. I think it's super dope. It's got a bunch of CDs, and most of them which are enhanced CDs, so they come with a DVD as well on the disc with music videos or what have you. So this super dope. For any Eminem fan, I highly suggest you go ahead and get this. Got this for free like I just stated, so shout out to my guy Ian. Next up, we got something that I got from Discogs, and they are both these were shipped from Europe, so they were 20 euros shipped, and I've actually been looking for this King T Dis-U for a little bit, so I saw someone selling it. It's the Dis-U Club Mix, the Dis and Beat, and the LP version. I've also just liked this cover. But also, one thing that I really wanted was this, and this is something that I've kind of been teasing myself for a while. I've purposely held out on listening to the songs because Rakim is a feature on here, so I'm not sure who this artist is, Micah Paris. It's not really ringing a bell. Maybe I've heard her somewhere sometime. But Rakim has a feature on here, and the song's called Contribution, and I purposely not listened to it. I've wanted to just buy it, and here I have it now. And it has the Contribution original edit, the Transitor mix, and the Revolution remix, and then there's also a song called Showers of Love, which I don't believe has any hip-hop features on it. But yeah, I'm excited. There's always those songs that sometimes just creep up, and they were released over the years, and you just don't know them, and it could be one of the best songs you've ever heard with a hip-hop artist on it, one of your favorite artists on it, or it could be trash. Like, you just don't know. But I kind of like wait, and I wait until I own it before I listen to it in a lot of instances, and a lot of times it pays dividends, and sometimes it's like it would have been better a mystery. But I'm hoping that this one meets up to just some dope material. Next up, I have something that is $11, Discogs as well. $11 shipped. This is Big Boy, Something's Gotta Give with Mary J. Blige, and this actually was never on a Big Boy album, so this one was released in 2008. If I recall, his debut album, Sir Lucius Left Foot, the son of Chico Dusty, was dropped in 2010, so this did not make that album, but I have the CD single right here. Excited because I don't have the digital file. I'm usually pretty patient with getting a physical. Now I have the physical, so I'm going to add that to my computer. And also part of that bundle, I got the Shaft soundtrack, which this one is another one of those soundtracks which has some people who you may like, who you may not like. Let me name some of the rap artists on here. We have T.I., we have Sleepy Brown, we have Too Short, we have Mystical, we have Outkast. So, and then, some other artists who are not hip-hop, like R. Kelly, Isaac Hayes, Angie Stone, etc. So, yeah, pick that one up. And yeah, like, if y'all like those names that I just listed, go ahead and peep that out. And boom, that's another one. Like I said, $11 for those 2 CDs right there. All right, moving on, we got another Discogs purchase. This is 4 CDs for $29 shipped. We have the Game Untold Story limited edition, special edition. I had the original one, but this one is the limited edition because it also has a DVD on it. So boom, 2 discs right here, boom, boom. Also slightly different cover. Also picked up Goodie Mob's World Party on CD. It's got the hype sticker on it. Surprisingly, I didn't have this yet, so I picked that one up as part of the bundle. Boom, boom. Next up, we have the Nas's, and this is probably going to surprise people. I also didn't own this one on CD. So this is the Illmatic to Stillmatic remixes. Boom, boom. Also part of the bundle. And a lot of these songs I actually already had. But, yeah, I just didn't have, like, this CD pressing. So went ahead and picked that one up. And then the most intriguing thing that I picked up from this bundle is possibly something that a lot of people don't know about. And this is something that I think separates a lot of people. Some people just look for albums by artists, and some people go for more, like, deeper cuts with some songs that a lot of people haven't heard, and some of them are a little more unknown, but you'd be surprised as to how many good songs are on compilations like these, like the soundtracks I mentioned, like the compilations I mentioned. This is another thing that falls in that category, and this is the Game Over compilation by DJ Rob and Domingo. And let me just name a few of the people on here so y'all can see. But, yeah, just some dope stuff on here. I haven't heard the whole thing, but I've heard some of the tracks on here, and I like them. We have Cocoa Brothers, which are Smith & Wesson. They're on here. We have Royal Flush on here. We have Eminem, J Black, and Master Ace on here on that track, the Hellbound H&H remix. Boom. We got another Master Ace track on here. We got more Cocoa Brothers. So, I mean, there's just some dope stuff on here. And then there's some artists who I'm not as familiar with, like Dark City and Groovy and J&J Project. Like, there's some people on here I'm not entirely sure who they are, but they might be fire. And the cool thing about Game Over is I'm not sure about every single song on here, but I can pretty safely assume that it's the same throughout the whole project, is that these are, a lot of the instrumentals are inspired by video games. So, like, for example, the track Super Brooklyn, which I have the vinyl for, Super Brooklyn raps over, like, Super Mario beat. The song Spread It Out by Master Ace, that raps over like the Simpsons beat. So, I mean, and that's not just a video game, that's obviously a show, but you get the point. So they just do it's a very interesting concept album, and I don't know how the whole thing is, as I haven't heard the whole thing in full, but I think that from the songs I've heard, I really enjoyed it from what I've heard. So very interesting stuff, and like I said, those 4 CDs for $29 shipped. Next up, we have something $16 shipped from Discogs. This is 2 CDs, 2 CD singles. We have Project Pat's Raising the Projects, boom, boom. This is the CD single from his Crook by the Book album, boom. And then we have Big Boy's Royal Flush, and this is another song that didn't make it to an album. And this is one that should have made to an album, but it wasn't. Maybe it was a sample clearance, but something happened. I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but something happened, and this was not allowed to be on the album. And Big Boy's original intention was for this to be the last song of his album, Sir Lucius Left Foot, the son of Chico Dusty, and that didn't happen. And why did he want it to be the last song of the album? Because, per him, he wanted Andre 3000 to be the last voice on the album. And what does that mean? It means Andre 3000 is on the track, Raekwon's also on the track, and for all my big hip-hop heads, Outkast heads, what does that mean? That's a Skewed on the Barbie reunion. Skewed on the Barbie had those three artists on it. That was 1998, Aquemini, and this is 2008. So that's like a 10-year later whole situation. Royal Flush, the track, for those who haven't heard it, check it out. You will like it. $16 shipped. I got some really dope stuff here, and I'm happy to kind of fill up holes in my collection. Next up, we have another Discogs purchase, $11 shipped. A lot of these $11, $12. Boom, boom, boom. This is the New Jersey Drive Volume 1 soundtrack. I hadn't had it on CD, finally have it on CD, and just get ready to have your mind blown by some of the people on this project. So don't sleep on some soundtracks and compilations. Like I've said, do your homework. I hope this inspires some people to look into more soundtracks and kind of go on a rabbit hole and see like, oh, what's dope, what's not dope, or what's worth like your time, you know what I mean? So some of the people on here, Ill Scratch, Redman, N.W.A, and that's sad because I bet a lot of people don't know who N.W.A is, but check out N.W.A. Yeah, that N.W.A track also has Mac Mall and Ray Love, so shout out to NorCal. We got Lords of the Underground, we have Outkast, and the list goes on, man. Coolio, rest in peace. So more people. So don't sleep on New Jersey Drive Volume 1. That was the first part of the $11 Discogs purchase. And then we have Parental Advisory's Ghetto Street Funk, and a lot of people probably don't know what this is, but this is has production, a lot of it by Organized Noise, and then I think one track is produced by DJ Toomp. So Organized Noise are on this project all over it. So make sure to check that out, at least from a production aspect. And then you can go ahead and check out the rhymes and all that too. But boom, any big Outkast, Organized Noise fans should check that out. That was $11 shipped from Discogs. And the last thing I picked up, this was Brother Lynch Hung's Loaded. Boom, boom, boom on vinyl. Pick this one up. And also comes with, was it a poster, I think? Yeah, it came with a poster. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, sir. And this is from Sick Records. So I ordered this from Sick Records' website. Whatever the stock price was is what I got it for. I didn't pay resale or anything like that. But Brother Lynch Hung, one of the doper artists, controversial artists, he's awesome. But pick this one up too. And that concludes this video, man. I got some vinyl, I got CDs, tapes, and a little box set, magazine. I got a bunch of random stuff, and I think I provide a good rationale as to why I bought a lot of these things. So feel free to pick my brain. Feel free to let me know if you haven't heard these songs and enjoy them or not, because I do like to see what people know and don't know, because I think this channel does a good job of showing some people some lesser known cuts as well as some more established tracks and albums, and it's always interesting to see what the people think. So appreciate y'all as always. Hit me up on Instagram and TikTok at Rappin' and Snackin'. Appreciate y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bless up.